getting ready to leave. The captain hasn't said shit yet, but that's the word going around the EZ. So much for secrecy. Jia set her cup down with a quiet laugh. It's funny how something that was supposed to be kept quiet is already spreading around the station. Not that I'm surprised. If a bunch of detectives can't pick up on people hiding things, who can? You mean it's true? Halil's eyes widened. For both of you, you're leaving the 122? If it couldn't be secret, she should seize control of the message.
Yes.
Jia cleared her throat before announcing loudly to catch others' attention.
The rumors are true. Erik and I are leaving. And not just the 122. We're both leaving the NSCPD.
The room fell silent. Everyone looked her way, stunned. Jared stared at her, curiosity written in large letters on his face. Halil shook his head, a smile breaking out and defeating the shocked confusion on his face. You know what? After everything you two have done and all that media attention you've gotten, I'm sure you can walk into whatever corporate security job you want and make 10 times as much without all the crazy gangsters and Yogwai. I'd do the same thing as you if I had the opportunity. Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Jia eyed Halil, wondering what he was thinking.
You're saying you love being a police officer that much?
I like being a cop, but that's not what's bothering me.
What is?
Halil grinned. My real problem is with the private sector.
I can think of a lot of potential problems, but can you be a little more specific?
Jia looked at Halil and Jared, but their expressions gave her nothing. They actually expect you to work for a living. Halil barked out a hearty laugh and slapped his knee. Jia shared a laugh with the other gathered officers as they joined Halil. Even Jared laughed. Her laughter built until a few mirthful tears escaped. How things had changed. Last year, almost every officer in the 122, including Halil, wanted her gone and blamed her for driving off others they claimed were better cops. But the joke resonated with the changes at the 122. When she'd started there, many of the officers were lazy and ineffective, but that all felt so far in the past, it might as well have been ancient history. They were now one of the more elite enforcement zones in Neo-SoCal, and not just because of Erik and Jia. Every man and woman in that room had been involved in several high-profile arrests or raids. That's what it meant to be a police officer, to be part of a team. Erik and Jia might have pulled the station and the department along at first, but now momentum carried them forward. Halil took a seat across from Jia as the laughter died down. I'm surprised. I figured a diehard like you would wear the uniform until you died.
Things change.
Jia smiled.
Including me.
You sure it's not that there's just not enough kingpins to take down locally to satisfy you? Jia shook her head.
We both thought that maybe there are different ways to accomplish what we want. I don't think I can do that anymore at the 122, or even in the NSCPD. It's not been an easy decision, but I think it's what's best.
I get that. I'm also not saying I'm surprised that you and Erik are leaving together. Once you two hooked up, you might as well have become one person. But I figure that just comes from risking your lives together so many times. Uncertainty played across Halil's face.
That's a lot of it, yes. I can't say I've ever met a man like him before.
Not a lot of people have, Halil admitted. But you've got something already lined up? I can't see you just leaving to go sit on a beach somewhere. Jia nodded.
Yes, but it's not what you think. I'm not going to be a corporate employee.
How's that work? You going to the CID?
No, Jia replied. It's sort of a freelance security arrangement. They've made us sign so many NDAs, I don't know if I'm technically allowed to tell you my name anymore, but the important thing is that Erik and I make the final call. We're not taking orders from a corporate manager, and we can still concentrate on stopping criminals.
Halil laughed. Yeah, sounds good, but I can still smell the money from light years away. And it's not like I thought you two would work for anybody doing something wrong, or if you did, you'd end up taking them down from the inside. I won't be surprised if I'm reading about you destroying all of Ceres Galactic here in a few months.
If everything goes as it should, you won't be reading about us at all.
Jia almost chuckled at the lie before adding a bit of truth to make it slide down better.